Yeah, I mean, look at this, look at this. I was gonna tell you about my style. Like I said, I don't know why people, but like, I don't know why people just believe in like scientific statistics, like how hard can people hit, how hard can people hit certain objects and stuff like that, and how heavy like the weights that people could lift. And then they say, hey, look, I could lift this much, and I just believe that I can beat anyone. But then when you go into a real fight, it's just completely different. Because why? If you lack the combat experience of actually fighting someone for real, yeah, you might be training in a style for like 10 years. You can train in a dojo for 10 years, sparring with people, and then when you go out there, there's a real fight, and you just don't know what to do. I'm just telling you that that's true for most martial artists. Like when they believe that they've got it all, like especially people who say they trained in kickboxing, they've done competitions. I mean, I'm not saying they're weak. Of course they're strong, but they do it as a sport, and it is different. Like I said, it is different. In my dreams, the key to my dreams are transformations, transforming into different animals and sometimes even objects and machines. Sometimes, yeah. Um, Sometimes even plants, like plant hybrids, mythological creatures as well. So how like transforming into different things, living things, objects. There are many legends throughout the world, like Chinese legends and other legends as well, of people and even other creatures transforming into into humans or into other creatures, other animals, mythological creatures, objects, plants. We've seen it in the legends, not just in Chinese legends. It's almost universal. Yeah, there are other like ancient shamanistic cultures that have certain oral traditions. The transformation is the key to my style. It's also the key to my victory as well. I just need to grasp how I'm supposed to do this as literally as possible, to make use of the animalistic movements, to basically to exercise my imagination and turn it into reality. If you know what I'm saying, that's how I'm gonna manifest my own reality. So in other words, even if you found somebody who could replicate the styles that I practiced on the cultures and seafoods, you can still not replicate my style. That is the key to my uniqueness. You just can't replace me. I just know it. It's just a bluff, is it not? It is just a bluff, is it not? So yeah, it's sort of like I can certainly utilize my endurance, my durability, uh, savagery, bloodlust, the killing intent. I will kill my opponents, and it is this that sets me apart from the others who are just, well, we're gonna stop here. It's just a sport or something. We're not the same, right? So the pain tolerance, the durability, the healing factor, uh, the stamina, and pound for pound, pound for pound, I know that I have more power than people give me credit for. You know, it's like, why don't you lift something in the gym? I just don't feel motivated. Like, why should I do it? I just don't get it. But I can carry people heavier than myself. You've seen me do it. I can do it. I can carry somebody, and then I can trot with him on my back. It is true, is it not? It is true. You've seen me do it. I can do it again. Yes, I can. Don't you believe me? Don't you believe me? I can try to carry someone from a turtle. Like, even though he be a man and he be larger than myself, I just know it. It is true. Objective fact, because it happened. The thing is, the experience is really the key, and we need like high quality experience, because low quality experience is really going to destroy our combat style. If you know what I'm saying, it's like, for example, if you know what, this so-called government up there, they literally send me like opponents who are unwilling who are somewhat unwilling to help me progress, and then they be like super weak or something, or they just didn't give anything into it. It's like, there'd be women who say we just want to roll with women, and then forced me to roll with them. And I was like, I told them like they are not helping me to realize my goals. That's what I was saying. I was like, my goal is to be able to get used to fighting opponents larger than myself. I have to work against their body weight, and that's the point. That's the point. That's the point. I have to do it. So I got to study harder. But the thing is, even if I read books, in Chinese there's a saying, so I'm gonna say it in Cantonese, right? 讀萬卷書不如行萬里路. That's what I believe. So in other words, even if I read like 1,000 books, I think it's much less effective than if I just go out there and literally do field research. Like I'd be out there and doing it. So now, I gotta save energy. I have to eat as much as possible, bulk up, save more energy, conserve more energy. Regardless of what people say about me, they're gonna say, oh, you're getting lazy, you gotta take a break and stuff like that. No way. No way. I believe that anyone who takes combat and spirituality seriously should go out there onto the field. The literal field, like to go out there into the wilderness and seek for ourselves, instead of just staying at home and claiming that you've found God. It's like, how do you know you have found God? I found God. God is on my side. It's like, that's not true. That is an outrageous lie. It is true that it is an outrageous lie. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm still preparing for wilderness survival. I mean, I believe that whether as a martial artist, as a combatant, as a soldier, or as a warrior risk, or as a what, or even as a spiritual seeker, that people be making claims about me like, oh, you're a Christian or you're not a Christian. It's just a label to me. I know people. I know the disciples of Christ were first called Christians. Where? In the book of Acts. They were called Christians, but the term itself was supposed to be negative. It was supposed to be derogatory. It was. In the beginning, the enemies, the opponents of Christianity called the early Christians Christians. At first, they just followed Jesus Christ. They had no label. And then suddenly, they got a label from their enemies, Christian. And then now people are wearing it with pride and saying, I am Christian. You are not Christian. And they use this to judge each other. But in the end of the day, I found out that at some point, if I wanted to have a more direct communion with God, if I wanted to know more, if I wanted to learn more, I can't just stay with the books. I can't just be a nerd or a geek forever. At some point I need to go into the wilderness and seek for myself. It's not just about finding God, it's about serving God. And make no mistake. Make no mistake. If I wanted to contribute to this world in a much more profound way, it is essential that I venture out into the wilderness. But in the UK, I believe in the UK, I've become very complacent. I've become so complacent in the UK. The temporary pleasures, they almost destroyed my spiritual life in a way. Although God allowed me to be persecuted wherever I went in order to remind me not to be completely complacent. But compared to some other Christians, especially those in Islamic or communist countries, when they are obviously being persecuted even by the government itself, they've become they're obviously much less complacent than myself. So I can't say that I'm the most non-complacent Christian in the whole world, but I can't even call myself Christian now. I would just say, well, I follow Jesus. That's all there is to it. Because once I put the label on myself, the people start to say, hey, look, you're Christian, you're just like me. And then it turns out I'm not like them, and then they be super disappointed. They're Christians, it's like when I told them I was Christian, Yeah, and then they got like, oh my goodness, you're a Christian too, and then they'd be so happy at first, and then they found out I believe differently, and then they'd be like, oh no, you're not Christian. I just feel so disappointed. But I just tell you this, right? I just tell you this, yeah. I'm no less hypocritical than the people who judged me. But it's all right, like whatever you say, right? So now I'm just gonna say, hey, look, you don't have to label me Christian, because you know what? This term was a derogatory term, a slur. Like, it was a slur in the beginning. It just turned, like, the Christians just adopted it, adapted to it. That's it. But I can tell you the unique elements of my style can never be replicated. Like, I'm gonna combine everything together, including the elements of my self-study, because this government is trying to limit the number of styles that I could practice or learn. Yeah, they're trying to do so, and then they're trying to limit my combat experience as well. Because why? Low quality combat experience is gonna destroy your fighting style. That's what I'm saying. So people be training for 10 years, but they don't have a clue in a real fight what to do, because they have been like they have been light sparring most of the times, and it's all about techniques and stuff like that. But then when they went out there and they realized that they had the technique, but then they realized that their opponents were literally more durable than themselves, and their opponents have, like, for example, me. Like, I know I have the healing factor. I have the healing factor, I have the durability, I have the pain tolerance, I have a surprising agility as well. It's like people never thought. It's like, hey, look, we see you stretching. Yeah, you're literally less flexible than most men. But then when people try to like arm bar me and knee bar me and stuff like that, I literally do not have to tap at all. So they be so surprised. It's like, how come you don't have to tap? Because you are not very flexible. That's the point. Real life combat is different. It is different from your statistics and what have you. Like, just because you've got the gym statistics, I can lift this weight in the gym, it doesn't mean a thing in a real fight. Because in a real fight, it's just different. It's like, look, you could, like, let's do yoga together, and I can't even stretch. It's like, you can't even stretch. You're so inflexible. You're completely outside of my expectation. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. But when I was literally rolling with men heavier than myself, I literally just slipped out of their locks. It's like, you can never understand this, because all you do is you stay in the gym and the dojo and you think you've got it all, but out there in the wilderness is completely different. So that's what I'm saying. I need to accumulate real life high quality combat experience instead of this crap that people just do in the gym. So I was like, I don't want to stay in the gym because that's not my thing, you know. I'm just there because I've got almost no other choice. That's why I'm there. But literally, who am I supposed to fight, you know? I gotta really just study the primitive way of fighting, you know. Naturalistic, not naturalistic, but it's the blend of supernatural and natural. And then I can create my own style in a way that other people simply cannot replicate. Right now they bluff that they were bluffing that they could replace me, but that's untrue. I just know it's a complete bluff. I'm invincible. I am.